In the Box is powered by Algo Group International, Codify, Tangem Crypto Wallet, NordVPN.
Welcome to In the Box.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of In the Box. My name is Al Gojo, your host for today. This podcast is where we sit down with people who are shaping the future through business, technology, education, and ideas that create real impact. Today's guest is someone whose story reflects both global experience and deep local commitment. She studied programming and analytics here in Kyrgyzstan, completed her master's degree in the United States, worked in demanding international environments, including Afghanistan, and then made a deliberate decision to return back home. Since 2019, she has been building Codify, which started from her living room and has grown into one of the country's most recognizable youth-focused IT and edutech platforms, including Codify Academy, Codify Lab, and digital products like LMS and CRM systems. Beyond business, she is also a UNICEF-recognized supporter of the Girls in Science program, actively advocating for girls' access to STEM education and contributing to the wider tech ecosystem through mentorship, public talks, and startup acceleration programs. Today, we'll talk about entrepreneurship, education, leadership, women in tech, building products from Central Asia, and what it really takes to create long-term impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and CEO of Codify, Dina Ruslan. Welcome to the show, Dina.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, you Googled me. I was like, what? That's a long list of, I'm like, oh, did I did that?
Do you still remember those things?
No, not all of them.
All right, how are you today?
Amazing, thank you.
Yeah, nice to have you here. So, can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, Dina?
Apart from what you mentioned, so I've been in IT for the past 10 years. And the funny part is that I never thought that I will work in IT industry, especially I never thought that my career in IT will start in the United States and then will continue around the globe. And I'm very grateful that within these 10 years, I worked and lived in the United States, in Afghanistan, in Singapore. And I've worked with clients from like Australia, I don't know, Israel, like Canada, United States, Europe, England. And then it was an amazing like journey because the IT was actually like rising and starting all over the world. And you're that like tech person who comes in and I'm like, no, it's wrong. I will tell you how to do it. So especially like during COVID and post-COVID era when everyone decided to move into IT and online and like go digital, it was like pretty crazy journey. So I'm very grateful that I was like part of it. And especially I'm grateful that I returned home and now working from Central Asia for the global market. And I kind of feel lucky to be, not like working in some industry which is kind of declining, but working in the industry which is like rising and like very in high demand. So yeah, I'm very grateful for the career I had and for all the opportunities, and especially right now when I get to work from home, from Kyrgyzstan for the global market.
Okay, so you shared in international profiles that you studied programming and analytics at the International University of Kyrgyzstan, work abroad, including time in Afghanistan. Wow. Tell us more about that in a bit. And also you've completed your master's at Lincoln University in California before returning home to build Codify. So what experiences from that global journey shaped who you are as a leader today?
I would probably start that I think I learned tolerance the first of all, because like when you live in like one country or in one city, in one village, within like your community, you don't really get to exposed to like different cultures, customs, languages, and to like different kinds of people and mindset and views of the world. And especially here, we were like only watching like Russian TV and then news, and then I kind of grew up like learning everything from Russian point of view, watching the Russian TV, speaking Russian, and then thinking like this, only like this post-Soviet Union Russian mindset. And then suddenly I moved to like United States, and then now I'm learning a different part of the world, and which is totally opposite part of the world. When like you watch a news in English, from English American point of view, it's totally different story. And then you watch in the Russian, and it's totally different. It's like it's total opposite. I'm like, what? And the second, I think I learned that like especially I end up studying and working in California, which is very multicultural, like so many different people, amazing bright people coming from around the world, and all of them are like just so different. And I learned that even the people don't look like me, they have different values, views, religion, language, culture, customs. All of them are like amazing in their own way. And at the time I started realizing, oh my God, like the world is so huge.
Yeah.
And I had like roommates from Pakistan, I had roommates from like India, I had roommates from Russia, Ukraine, and then like American, and then I'm like, and everyone's like culture, custom, the language, their values, we were different, but somehow we were similar in a way that we all like coming from like middle class families. We all had to study and work. We all were like dreaming about a big future and then like career and so on and so forth, and then trying to help our parents, and then missing and thinking about our like home country, obviously. And then I realized, oh my God, like this is mind blowing in a way that somehow we had been brought up in a way that, or like you're Kyrgyz or like you're Russian, and you should speak Kyrgyz and Russian, and then you should preserve your culture and this and that, and then we are the greatest this and that and that and that. And then you see so many people and cultures, and you're like, oh my God, all of them are amazing. All of them are like kind and smart and beautiful, and all of them have their own values and beliefs and families, and all of them love their own culture and customs and families. And then I started kind of being more tolerant to different views, religion, languages, cultures, customs. The second, I think I learned American work ethic. Because in United States, especially in California, when you are doing masters and you're in like on a student's visa, and then you get your work visa OPT, but you still have to compete on a market where like all the brightest people around the world, including Americans, and you're not like local. I don't have a local passport, so like few times I went through all like 3 rounds of interview. But then at the end, it was like federal level project where internationals are not allowed to work with the data of like American citizens.
Okay.
So I wasn't allowed on that project, even though I passed all like interviews. Same thing happened when I like went through the interview for the Google, and at the end, I think it was this work permit thing. And then they were like, yeah, we kind of like you, but we don't want to deal with that because, I mean, we will have so many locals and then like people in the green card and like passport who are like also can do this job. So we don't need any additional headache. And then after that, I realized that, yes, you can be smart, you can be bright, you can compete on the international market, but there are still limits, especially if you're not local. And I realized that I don't want to go through all this like H-1B and green card and then like whatever thing just to be able to work and do my job, even though I'm good at it. So I learned to compete on the international market, especially in the United States. I learned American work ethic, which I still kind of trying to keep and share with my own company and team, because at the end of the day, this is the international standard. But most valuable lesson probably I learned is that the world is huge and there are so many opportunities. And you just have to be, open-minded and kind. I think that's the thing I learned in the United States, that Americans are very open-minded. They are very kind, and they don't build walls, or they don't kind of try to say, oh, you like whatever. I don't know what's going on right now, obviously, with all this like politics thing. But back then, like 2013, 14, when I was living there and studying and like working, people were very kind to me, and they were open-minded. And I learned that if you just, be nice, be kind, and just help people, not because you want something out of it or you need something out of it, just because you can, just, and I mean, like, your life will be better, because it's still kind of I don't know, like, call it karma, networking, or like reputation, whatever, like you believe it. But the good thing is that at the end, you kind of learn it, and then you bring it here. And then when I like first started like working here in a building business, and I started saying, hey, we're like very small local market. We don't need to fight with each other. We're not a competition. We're actually building an industry. Let's connect. Like, people look at me. I'm like, like, why she wants something out of it? I'm like,
yeah.
So, yeah.
I actually experienced that a little bit here, which was quite strange for me, because back in Malaysia, if we get a project, it doesn't matter if you come from rival companies.
Yeah.
You get a foreign project coming in, foreign investment. We'll work together. It's okay, you're rivals.
Yeah.
Once the project is done, it's completed. If you would like to continue become rivals, no problem, no issue. You just want investments coming in. So I experienced that a little bit here in Kyrgyzstan. And just to backtrack a little bit, did you go to a public school or like an international school before going to the States?
It's definitely public. I'm coming from like a family where my mom was just like at home taking care of us, and my dad was a taxi driver, so for over like 10 years. And honestly speaking, we like didn't even go to like a good public school. Yeah, we went to like this like really bad public schools, like in regions and stuff like that.
Okay.
And the second thing is that I remember growing up thinking, oh my God, like, I wish I had an opportunity to go and, I don't know, like take like English classes or the dance classes and stuff like that. But unfortunately, my family couldn't afford it.
Okay.
So
how did you manage like to learn?
That's the thing. Like, I thought that I remember dreaming about like international, whatever. Like, we all like grow up watching all these American movies when you travel around the world with your like cute bag, like in airports. And I even remember my grandma used to tell me, oh, you're not like some minister's like daughter or diplomat's daughter to study like in America or whatever. And then I remember thinking, oh my God, like why I can't have all these opportunities, even though I'm like good at school and then I'm like hardworking. But I think again, it's the luck probably, or probably it's the discipline. I don't know. I got lucky that my brother at the time, he was working for the NATO base in Afghanistan.
Okay.
And then after graduating my university, we didn't really have any IT companies. I tried to apply for like different companies, but we didn't have any IT companies.
Even here in Kyrgyzstan?
Yes,
Okay.
it was back in 2010, 11. And then I got an offer to work as an I think it was the Qatar Airlines were launching at the time, and they came to Central Asia and Kyrgyzstan, and they were recruiting people to work on the planes, like what's it called, the cabin crew.
Okay.
And I passed the interview and everything, but It was like 3 years contract in Qatar.
Mm.
And my dad was like, no. He doesn't like Arab countries. He was like, no way.
Yeah.
Because before
Where is my girl going?
Yeah.
She's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like before that, I had an opportunity to study and work in like Turkey, but he doesn't really like these very Muslim-oriented countries because he's kind of scared a little bit. So then I got this opportunity of 1-year contract in Afghanistan for the NATO base where I could improve my English, where I could like save up some money to pay for like first semester. I just didn't see any opportunities here, so I signed up. And I think my first English classes, I think my brother like gifted for my birthday like 15,000 som at the time. I was like first or second year in the university, so I went and like learned a basic English. It was like university years.
Okay.
And
in
then
Afghanistan? In Afghanistan?
no, here.
Ah, here. Okay.
And then I got an opportunity to apply for and then I heard about the work and travel program. So I convinced my parents that I should go there, but my parents were like, yeah, sure. Like New York. And I'm like 17 or 18 years old. And they were like, yeah, sure. But then I was so crazy about it. So I was like watching this movie, Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Lord.
It's like very slow movie, like in 3 movies actually. And then I was watching with like subtitles to learn English, like literally every day. And then I applied to this program, and this first, it cost me like $800 to apply. I think my brother like landed me that money. I applied, and then I went through all this like whatever like interviews, and then I got a visa. And then I remember, oh my God, like I got a visa, I got a job offer in New York. And I remember telling my parents, I was like 18 years at the time.
What did your dad say?
They were like, what? They didn't believe me. Like I was preparing for 8 months,
All right.
but they were thinking like I'm as usually like dreaming about some stuff and it's not gonna happen. But then I don't know. I think I got lucky. I got a visa. I got a job offer. My brother paid for the program, and then I went there. And I spent like 3 months in New York. It was 2010. A lot of people broke the visa status and stayed there. I said, no, I'm not doing that. I got back. I graduated my university with with honors and like red diploma, whatever. And then after that, I worked for 3 months for local international company. I realized that no, I don't want to do that. I got into a 1-year contract with the NATO base in Afghanistan.
Okay.
I went there. I worked for 1 year. I saved up some money. I came back, applied for universities. I got accepted into England and in California. But in England, I couldn't work outside of the campus. In the United States, I could. So like, I'm going United States.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I end up in United States again. Like, and I know like right now it sounds like easy, but at the time, every decision was difficult, hard. There were times when I end up like sleeping in the airport because like the person who was supposed to meet didn't meet, and then
Oh God.
I got like kicked out of an apartment, and then like owner said, so like you're a student, what are you gonna do? Like you don't have anyone, and then I'm like, yeah, obviously.
And you're in another country.
Yeah, and then I'm like another country across the world, and yeah, I mean, I think that's what kind of shaped me and then who I am right now. Like, you just learn that world is not like all this whatever like unicorns and then whatever like bubbly place. Like, world is where you have to survive, you have to fight for your future, where you have to struggle and sometimes negotiate and ask for help and like help others. I think that was the part where I learned that, like, yes, I could just say, oh, I'm from poor family, and then like, I don't know, like we live outside of like whatever like town, and then my dad is taxi driver, and then I don't have anything, and then I'm gonna just stay as it is, and then I'm gonna complain that like my family this or my government or whatever. Or I can just say, okay, this is what I am right now, but this is not how I want to end up like in my 30s and 40s. So that's why I had to just work hard and kind of fight for different future.
A lot of people say, it's luck. I'm just born in an unlucky family. People say luck, but I believe that you pave
Yeah.
your own luck.
Exactly.
You become lucky when you put work into it. People don't see the backstory.
Yes, the hard-working part.
Yeah, and suddenly, Dina's just lucky. She went to the States, and
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that? What do you think about luck? This luck thing.
Before 2023, I used to think that it's only about like your decision and your mindset and your discipline and hardworking, because at the end of the day, I see a lot of young people like right now who say, oh, like my parents didn't give me this, or my government is that, like, and they are kind of a victim. They are victim of their mindset, they're victim of the society, of the country, of their family, and they always blame someone, and then they think that someone was supposed to give them something. And that's like one way of living. But I thought that, yes, I could be in that position, especially I'm like girl, and then I could just wait for some like charming prince to come and save me or whatever.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I'm like, yes, I was born in like kind of poor family. Yes, I live in a poor family, but should I continue living this way, or can I change something? And I decided that I can change something. And I think the first thing is to kind of make that decision in your head that, okay, this is not enough for me. This is not how I see my future. This is not the way I want to live. This is not how I want my family to live, and especially my kids. I want something different. And the second thing is that you definitely have to study and work hard and kind of try all the opportunities, because the thing is that opportunity come to people who are ready for them, and luck comes to people who can see that this is the luck and opportunity, and who's prepared, who's already learned English, who learned programming, who's like ready to take that opportunity and then do something with it. And the second is part of it at the end of the day in like 2023, 24, so I started kind of learning more about our not only like material world, but more about our soul, and then religion and
spiritual things,
like spiritual things. And then I realized at the end of the day, yes, there is a non-material part of the world where your dreams can come true if you actually dream about stuff. And I started thinking that it's kind of a not only one or another, it's both. You have to study, you have to work hard, you have to have a discipline, you have to kind of make decisions, especially the hard ones, and you have to kind of keep yourself always wanting something more, not for the just the sake of money, or like, I don't know, like, so some people will say, oh, like she's good or whatever, but actually just because you want it. And the second part is the spiritual, when you not only about money or career or the companies or whatever, but actually you want to make something good with your abilities in this world. And then the last third part is that I read this book. You can call it like spiritual or religious or whatever, but at the end there was a one like silver lining which I really liked, is that if you're given some abilities, you have to work hard to use those abilities to make good out of it for your society, for your family, for your country. And if you don't use those abilities which were given to you, then you kind of are like wasting your life and wasting your time, and you're wasting those abilities which were like given to you. So I started realizing, especially the last few years, is that if I have some abilities, I could just sit and wait for someone to save me or some opportunities to show up. Or if I have those abilities, I can use them in order to support myself, my family, my community, my country, and just people. And those abilities and whatever the good you're doing to the world will always come back to you.
Why IT? You chose technology somewhat by chance. Initially, I think somewhere in the space, you were considering design or medicine before IT took over your life and career. What changed your view on this?
Luck.
Going back there.
Yes, because my parents wanted me to go to medicine because I was good at school. I was good with math, and I'm very hardworking and disciplined. So my brother, me, and my little sister, they looked at me and they're like, "You're the one who probably can make it in medicine."
Okay.
But I really don't like the smell of hospital or a smell of a blood or whatever. Like, I'm like, no way I'm going there. But then somewhere in 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, I really liked designing and sewing and then, I don't know, like clothes and stuff like that. I used to always like remake my grandmother old like dresses and clothes into like new ones because we couldn't afford, obviously. So I kind of used to like take her dresses and then remake them so I can wear it. And I kind of really liked it. And then I thought, oh my God, I can be designer. But then I remember leaving school after 9th grade and telling my parents, okay, I want to go to like design college. And my brother and my mom were like, oh my God, you're going to die alone, hungry, and poor and homeless because no one makes money out of it.
At that time.
At that time, because like we were still like post-Soviet Union country, like surviving mode. And then at the time, no one, like literally there were no like this fashion design houses and then no one was making. We were just buying everything from like market or China. So... And then we were just walking, and then I saw this college, which was like a polytechnical college of like math and like physics under this International University of Kyrgyzstan. And then I just applied, and I got in. I passed the test, and then I got in, and I was like, and it was the engineering thing, and I was like, okay, whatever. I don't want to go back to school, so I just stayed there. And after 1 year, the head of the department, she was like, you're really good at like what you do. You're very dedicated. Do you want to switch like departments and come to my department and be like this president of like the class, the group? I'm like, why not? And then I got in there and then I just continued. So I wouldn't say that it was a very thoughtful decision that I knew that IT will rise. No.
I always tell my students, keep your options open because when I talk to them, some parents, they imply to their kids okay, I'm a dentist. You also have to continue the legacy. You should also be a dentist. You should open up a dental clinic in another country. Closing opportunities to children who are only in grade 8, grade 9, that's crazy for me. How I was brought up, I wanted to do music. I wanted to study audio engineering and stuff like that. But also, my family back then was a little bit traditional. You have to learn something professional. And I still remember to this day, I was still online looking for courses to study. And then my dad came into the room and he was like, okay, I'll go. I signed up you for ACCA, accounting. Your class starts on Monday. I was like, what? Accounting. And I was in the science stream at that time, But also, like you said, it's luck where now when I'm doing business, I think accounting is really important as it is the language of money. But then I always tell parents, like to keep the options open.
Yes.
Like what happened with you. Yep. So before Codify, you worked on project and product roles for firms such as Zensoft. Zensoft?
Yeah, Zensoft.
Yeah, Zensoft. Rising to project development director. And what lessons from that phase helped you when launching your own company?
I think it was actually also luck that I got back for vacation. So I lived and studied in the United States for almost like 3.5, 4 years.
Okay.
I got like amazing job. I worked in Iowa with like a VP of Wells Fargo and different like IT projects which were which we were launching across United States in like all the states.
Okay.
And it was like amazing opportunity, but after 2 years, my company applied for an H-1B, and then I got like my first vacation, and I was like, okay, like I want to go home because I haven't seen my parents for almost like 4 years.
4 years.
Yes, I got home, and it wasn't a vacation. I was supposed to go back on August 23rd or 28th. I don't remember. I had like a ticket, like Turkish airline ticket. But then I bought my first apartment. It was my dream. I was like 25 or 26 years old. It was my dream to buy my first apartment
Here or back?
here. And I rented. I've rented out, and then I don't know how. Either I saw an ad or someone sent me. There was a company, like small startup called ZenSoft. It was an outsourced company with a small, like, I don't know, 15 to 20 people. They were looking for project managers with like English international background, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So I applied there. I got an invitation for an interview.
ZenSoft, where is it based?
It was based in Bishkek, but it had headquarters in the United States because like one of the founders were from like Silicon Valley. And then I came in, we spoke for 3 hours, and to be honest, I was asking more questions than they were asking more
Okay.
because I was like, so you guys, you're working on this project. So how long you been working? So which like programming languages do you use?
You're like the employer.
Yeah. They were like the HR girl and like the current head of something.
Okay.
And both were like, what? And after like living 4 years in the United States, and I made sure that I don't speak my own local languages. So that's why I specifically chose to live, and then roommates always only English speaking. So during an interview, I was switching between like Russian and English because when it comes to like terminology, especially work related, at the time I couldn't like speak like fluent Russian because for 4 years I made sure that I will forget everything related to Russian and Kyrgyz. So I was like interviewing them. I went back home, and I was still planning to, it was like mid-August, I was still planning to leave the country in a week and go back to United States. And then I got an email saying, hey, like, thank you so much for an interview. We like really liked the experience. We send an email and your portfolio to our founder who's United States. He wants to talk to you like tomorrow morning via Skype. And then I'm like, okay, like, why not? So next morning I got on the Skype call with the founder from United States, and then we had an interview, and then he was like, I was looking for someone who can build me a back office, like there in Central Asia, so I can like bring clients from here, but I really need someone with international experience and background and with good English who can build like international level company back office there. Like, would you consider it? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I never actually seriously thought about it. And then he told me that if I will help him to build that, I will get the part of the company. I will get like the fair shares and everything. And I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. Because I already been working in IT for 2-3 years in the United States for like really big projects, but I was just an employee, like who was kind of a part of like big company, but I never actually was the one who was making and building that big project. So I was like, oh my God. So I talked to my parents. They were like, yeah, stay. Like, you've been abroad so many years. Like, why not? Why? And I'm like, yeah, why not? I mean, I can always go back. But really to take this opportunity and start from zero here, even though it's just like no name company, and it is a huge risk. but it's from my home country, like next to my family. And then I was like, what the heck? So I stayed, and then I accepted the job offer with the starting salary of 600. But then when I heard this, like, I'm like, what? You really telling me that I have to run international level projects, build a company for like $600? Like imagine me, especially after United States. I'm like, what? But then I was like, oh, whatever. And then the founder had a co-founder here who offered me 600, and I wanted to decline, but the one who was from United States said, I'm coming back in October, just few months, just wait. Like, we have these roles and responsibilities. I don't get involved in the local salaries. That's why he was like, just wait for me. I'm like, fine. So then I got in, and it was just a very traditional local IT company with developers, with no processes whatsoever, no CRM system, no like project management system, no ticketing, nothing, like literally. But they were amazing, like developers, talented, but that's it, like literally. And I'm like, okay, guys, this is no way up in the back office of an international level company. If we want to work for the big clients in the United States, we have to have like standards, international level. We have to have a ticketing system, project management tools. We have to have processes. Oh my God, like business processes. We have to have a proper reporting system and so on and so forth. And it took me, I think, almost 1.5 years to convince and integrate all of it. So then I negotiated my salary to like $3,500. And at the end...
And in what year was this?
I think I started in 2016 summer fall, and I left in 2019 fall.
Approximately 3-4 years, yeah?
Yes. And then when I was leaving, I already had a salary of almost $5,500, almost $6,000. And also I was supposed to get like shares or the money for those shares, like around 50 to 100K. But then there were some misunderstandings between me and the founders. So I was like, okay, guys, like I'm leaving. So everyone thought that I was crazy because no one in my family ever, or in my network, or even among my friends, used to get like $6,000 at that time in 2019 in Bishkek. And here's me like working in Bishkek, making like this much money, and walking away from a company where I had shares and opportunities and everything. So I think it's me again, like similar situation to United States, when I just quit United States and just decided to stay here and start from zero. Same thing happened in 2019. I just quit the company I built from zero to like international level. We had like 140 developers in Bishkek office only, and then like 40 people in Minsk office. And then I was running also all the background, like back office processes between like Silicon Valley, the headquarters, the office here in Bishkek, and office in Minsk. And all of those developers were working around like on like 20 projects, where 3 or 5 of them were the huge ones, like oil and gas companies from Texas, the banking industry from New York, like some like lawyer-related companies in Europe, like research companies. And then in 2017-18, we were already working on the blockchain contracts, on like smart contracts, on blockchain projects. I mean, our team was amazing, and I really loved that experience. And the shorter version of an answer to your question is that I learned how to build a company from scratch. I learned how to build international level companies with the offices located in different countries. And I learned to build processes for the company so we can deliver a service on an international level when we're charging like $50 per hour. Our clients from United States, and they will like it. The level of a service, of a development, of reporting, they were like project managers. And I literally had to teach my own project managers and the processes and developers, and even English. And I had to like hire a full-time English teacher to the office.
Wow.
So she will teach my project managers
English.
and exactly full-time.
Okay.
Doing work, we had like English lessons,
Okay.
literally.
Interesting.
And then I had to recruit people somewhere. So I went to teach at the International University of, what's it called? This German Kyrgyz University. It's a technical. And they had this master's degree in English.
Okay.
And they were looking for teachers. And then I'm like, can I recruit people from there? They were like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking one semester. So I went there purely just to recruit people who had a IT background
Okay.
and English speaking.
Okay.
So I can teach them to my own processes.
All right.
So they can become either assistant of project manager, or product manager at Zensoft. So that's how I learned to build international level company with divided offices for the clients from Europe and United States. And I think it was an amazing experience. That's when I met Daniel Leave, because I wanted to hire him as a consultant to kind of set up a management system which is more local oriented, because I only knew IT management systems,
Okay.
but not local specific whatever. And then he said, no, I don't want to do the consulting for your company. I can mentor you.
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
what? Me? Why? He was like, I don't know. You just seem interesting. And then he was like, I can share with you the local management and local point of view on how to make a business here in Kyrgyzstan. I didn't know anything about that. So, yeah.
I guess working in a small scale company is a huge decision you made in contributing to what Codify is today.
Yes.
So yeah, actually working in small companies, I think, is much more beneficial if you are looking at, building your own in the future.
I didn't know that I want to. So that's the thing. Every businessman or businesswoman or startupper whom I met, they always knew that they wanted to build a company, that they wanted to be entrepreneur and whatever. Me, no, I'm an amazing manager who can just do projects and processes for someone else. I just like the technical part of the job. I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. No one in my family ever was. We always worked for someone, and then I was okay with that. That's the thing. I never had an ambition of becoming an entrepreneur. But because I quit Zensoft, and then for 1 year, I got an invitation to be board of directors for the number. But I knew that there are no company here where I want to work.
Number?
Yes.
No, what is this?
It is the first IT company in Kyrgyzstan.
Okay.
And Aman Tintiyev is the founder, and he actually recruited me after I quit Zensoft. He was convincing me for almost a month. I was like, no, I'm so not working for anyone else. And then I worked for his company for 1 year, part-time. But then I still had to do Codify because I just didn't know any company at the time in Kyrgyzstan where I wanted to work. So I was like, what the heck, I'm going to build my own. But it wasn't because I wanted my own company, because I couldn't find
anyone else doing it.
Yes.
So you took in university students or university lecturers to be with Codify at start, in the beginning.
While building Zensoft from scratch, I didn't notice that I made a pretty good network of amazing people, especially experts in IT who were my friends. All of them were amazing at what they did, amazing back-end developers, amazing front-end developers. And at the time, the industry was just developing, not only in Kyrgyzstan, around the world. So we were writing our own frameworks. We were writing our own processes, business processes. We were creating our own tools, literally, because we were creating an industry, basically. And the good part is that we never actually worked for local market. We always worked for the international market. That's why we kind of had all the international trends. And all those friends kind of supported me when I quit Zensoft, and all of them were like, oh my God, if you're doing it, we are in. And I'm like, okay. So all those heads of departments with whom I started and built that company, they actually came into Codify, and they built a department so from scratch. So we would be this top-notch, like the first at the company here who not just only can build those products for international market, we can prepare experts for those products for international market. And I think I was lucky at the time that I didn't really realize that, I got all the best people in Central Asia to work at Codify. And with zero marketing, with zero effort, sales. I even didn't have a sales and marketing department till 2024, I think. And we just became huge because, again, we were already big in the industry. In the specific IT industry, people knew us.
You carved the industry.
Exactly. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna go and learn there. But then I think the good part is that even when you're working for some company, even though when you're working only for salary, but you do it in a good way that you actually believe in what you do, you invest in 100%. Somehow industry people, the society, the everything, you see when someone is actually making a difference, And I didn't notice that for those 3.5 years which I work in Kyrgyzstan for the Zensoft, I actually built an amazing network, an amazing industry, amazing group of friends, and most importantly, the trust of the industry. And when I decided to do my own company, I got lucky is that everyone already knew me as a Dina Ruslan, who's obviously knows IT and outsourced. So I got a lot of job offers, a lot of people wanting to invest in my company, a lot of people inviting me to these acceleration programs. And the funny part is that at the time, the Accelerate Prosperity was the first acceleration programs funded by Aga Khan Foundation opening in Kyrgyzstan. And the first director who was starting that company here, she was my student.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then she was like, I'm doing this first acceleration for IT companies and products here. You have to join with Codify. I'm like, oh no, I don't have time for that. And I'm like, I don't think you guys can teach me anything which I don't know, obviously. And then she was like, no, you have to come. So she basically made me to join that program, and we won that program. And I got the first evaluation of $1 million of my product, where I even didn't have a client at the time. I had only MOUs. That's it.
Yeah.
15 or 14 MOUs with education centers. And I got, and then during the pitch, I won that pitch, and I got first $50,000 with a valuation of $1 million. And I had the startup only 6 months.
Within just 6 months, huh?
Exactly. And yes, I got lucky, but lucky not in a way that, just someone gifted me, but lucky in a way that
You worked for it.
I worked for it. People knew me. And people trusted, and then I had already reputation, and there were no other big players in the market yet.
Doing that. Yeah. This is really interesting. I might just do that, go to the universities and meet with people, network with people there,
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a really great idea. And all right, so that's what you got from Zensoft. What about your experience at Wells Fargo? How did that contribute to Codify?
Wells Fargo, the technical operation group, I didn't really work in the front office operations. I worked only with we had this department called Technical Operation Group. It's basically IT department.
Okay.
And it was located in Iowa, West Des Moines.
Okay.
I moved there in January from California. And I think at the time I didn't realize it, but I definitely learned this American work ethic and American way of actually building projects, building processes, business processes, taking responsibility. And I really think that the first manager, he made a great impact because we had this weekly one-on-one sessions with him. The first, I thought, like, especially coming from like Central Asia, like one-on-one session, that means like I did something wrong. And he's going to yell at me.
Okay.
But then he was like, oh, let's have lunch. And I'm like, what? I was like, let's just chat. So how was your first week? How it went? Did you get like what you wanted? Did the team supported you? Did you get all the answers? Like all the, I don't know, like resources? Do you need anything else? How I can support you? Like, I saw your progress here and there. I saw that email. And if you didn't get a reply, you can reach out directly to this manager from like, I don't know, San Francisco, and then he can get you this and that. If you need anything, like, let me know. And then, do you have any other questions, requests, concerns, comments, problems, which I can help you with? I'm like, what?
You thought you were getting fired or something?
Yeah, I'm like, what? Okay.
Okay.
And the thing is that the first I actually learned this, and then I still use this one-on-one sessions and one-on-one meetings with my managers and top managers at Codify. So I actually took that process of like one-on-one sessions through Zensoft, through Codify, through any companies I did the consulting, that one-on-one session is not only like manager or the founder giving a feedback to the employee, it's actually both way. I also gather a feedback on like my work, on businesses, on a company, on like who we are and what we do and how I can support my employee, my manager to do their job better if they have the obstacles and stuff like that. And I think throughout my career, I'm still using that like nowadays.
Okay.
The second thing is the kindness, I think, and like this genuine kindness and politeness, because here we still had the thing of like, oh, I'm your boss, whatever, I can tell you to do it because I'm paying you. But there, my direct manager who hired me, he always used to say, hey, Dina, could you please join this meeting, blah, blah, blah. Could you please do me a favor and complete that project or take over that project over that one? Oh, thank you so much. You did an amazing job. And then I'm like, you actually pay me to do that.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But over the years, I got used to that. It's not like he's always, like, oh, I'm your manager, you have to do it because I told you so. But this genuine kindness. And then I realized that I actually wanted to do like my job better. I actually wanted to go and make an extra effort because those people are kind, and I don't want to disappoint them. Not because of the salary, not because of the work of the project, but because I genuinely like those people. So I realized that it's actually work ethic. And throughout my career, I still use it. Even at Zensoft, even at Codify, I never use like, oh, I'm a big boss or whatever, I hired you and I pay you salary. No, I still kind of try to use this very genuine, polite way of talking and building processes, when we all know that it's not like I hired people and they have to serve like whatever my demands or my question or my attitude or like but actually I hired those people to take care of them, so they will take care of my clients. And that attitude actually helped me to build an amazing company at Zensoft and then amazing companies in Codify, because I never had people who actually left the company because they didn't like me or the company, but because we had some, like differences or in like an expectation, but none of them actually said, oh, she's whatever. Especially the market is very small.
Yeah.
So I think those three things definitely helped me throughout the career and still helping me, because I really think that this international way of being polite and genuinely kind, which I learned in the United States, it's actually international way of making business. International way of making business. The same way as in English is the international language for the business and for the money, is that if you're just genuinely kind and good and polite, then people want to make a business with you.
Yeah. It's basically building relationships before doing the business itself.
Exactly. And you want to make a business with people whom you kind of like.
Mm.
And you want to talk and you want to see their face.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I can't stand that person, but I have to, go and make a deal. No.
All right. So within 2 years, Codify expanded from a handful of team members to dozens of instructors and developers. How does Codify of today compare with your earliest aspirations? How did you see Codify when it was a baby? Now probably it's like a teenager or a young adult. What's the difference that you see in Codify?
I think when we just started,
Mm-hmm.
it was just a hobby project for me.
Okay.
I never thought that I will actually dedicate my 5 years or 4 years of my life there. It was just a way for me to keep myself busy, do something good for the society and community. And it started from outsourced company, just like building different projects because this is my specialty. And then it moved to preparing IT experts to either for the international market or for the local projects to actually, get a job and start making money and living. And then we started just building projects like Codify CRM LMS, Codify Go, and then those were just only small projects where we just learning to do a product base. Because when we're building a product or project for the client, yes, I am involved. Yes, I can make recommendations, but I'm only on the back end. I build a project, I try to do my best, but I'm not responsible for integrating that project to the market or to the business. I can help them, I can make recommendation, but I'm not leading that. But when you're building your own product, you're not only building a product, you're actually taking a responsibility on the launching that product to the market. Doesn't matter, is it Central Asia or Southeast Asia or whatever. And the second of it, on top of knowing how to build a product, do the market research, choose the architecture, infrastructure, the programming language, the tasks and the processes, and actually launch the product. Now you have to learn the market, sales, integration, technical support, 24/7 support, the payment system, all this client bugging, and then so on and so forth. And I was like, what? And especially if you're launching like us in several countries, like in Singapore, you have to know English and then Chinese because some people don't speak English very well. And then you have to, and if you're launching in Uzbekistan, you have to have Uzbek language technical support and local Uzbek payment system, and then Kazakhstan local payment system. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And then I realized that I wasn't ready to launch in 2 different regions. And each region had its own countries with their own local payment system and languages and customs and so on and so forth. And I didn't just have enough resources and money and the team. And I realized that, okay, we have to a little bit go back and rebuild everything. So then we realized that, okay, we made a lot of mistakes, but now I have to just choose one product I'm going to concentrate, because I had 3-4 different products, B2B, B2C, outsourced development product.
To do everything.
Yeah, I wanted to do everything because it's just a hobby project, this one asked this, yeah, why not? This one asked that, and B2G and B2B and B2C. I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. And then end of 2023, I think I realized, okay, I have 43 people in my team, evaluation of $6 million, $500,000 in investment, and 4 different products, 3 different teams. And then I'm and it's just the chaos. It's just crazy. And then I'm like, okay, Dina, you have to make a decision and choose one. So I calculated the market. I did consulting with different advisors, and I realized, okay, I have to choose one. And I decided to pick B2C kids edtech platform, where I can teach kids from 7 to 17 digital skills and the programming. So We will prepare and ship to the global market, not like low-level service migrants who work like listen, taxi drivers, whatever, in like Moscow, but actually we can prepare English-speaking programmers, engineers, analysts, or digital specialists who can work for the global market but live here. And I think that was the first thing when I was like, oh my God, I can actually take what I'm good at, which is IT and building products, and make a difference in my own home country.
Which brings me to my next question. Why children and teenagers, not adults?
We try to work with adults, but the problem with adults is that a lot of people, when they turn like 20, 25, 30, they already went through the public school system,
Okay.
university system,
Okay.
and they already have the set mindset of how they see the world. And they already think that they can just sit through the lesson, like 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, like the same they did in the school or the university, they will get a job. And then I'm like, but the thing is that IT doesn't work that way. IT, it's all about actually learning. It's Googling. It's always searching for information. It's always developing. It's not like I taught you how to program in JavaScript and you're like amazing JavaScript developer. No. I've been in the industry for the 10 years and I'm learning every day, and I'm still scared that I will be out of market because every day the new AI tool, like something is coming up and I'm like, oh my God. And then I have to learn just to stay where I am. And the thing is that adults are very difficult to change their mindset. It's very difficult to teach them new way of thinking, the new way of learning. It's very difficult to teach them the skill, learn how to learn, or the growth mindset. And for the kids, they like open-minded. They can learn exactly. They can learn a very difficult hard skill as in a programming or programming language, or like even the AI tools programming, thinking that they're playing.
Okay.
They even don't realize that they learned something like wow, amazing, or difficult. For them, it's just like, oh my God, I was just like playing and trying this. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I realized that I can make a bigger difference with the kids. Third, I calculated the market with the kids. And we're a developing country, the Kyrgyzstan, the Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. We have only in Kyrgyzstan 2.5 million kids from age 0 to 18, when 1.5 million of them are in our like age range from 7 to 17. And obviously there is more in Uzbekistan, there is more in Kazakhstan, and this market is growing.
Okay.
So basically, I'm making a bet on the market which is growing, on the target audience which is open-minded, and on the industry when I can actually make a difference, and my products will actually make a difference.
And how young can they start at Codify?
From 7 to 17.
UNICEF named you a champion supporter of the Girls in Science program, joining other leaders to expand STEM access for girls across Kyrgyzstan. Why is this initiative meaningful to you personally?
Honestly speaking, I always try to keep my, let's say, socially oriented projects under the radar, because I do a lot of projects like Startup Nation, hackathons, and Let IT Code and stuff like that. And those are not about girls. I think in our countries, it's not like the girls' problem. In our countries, it's actual problem of actual young people, kids having an access to good education, to having an access to the opportunities and stuff like that. But the thing is that because I'm a girl, probably,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of people kind of only see or try to see the projects related to girls, but I never actually divided like the girls or boys like that, like projects. Like my projects are all like,
For all.
yeah,
Yeah.
full. I think I supported UNDP, UNICEF, this like the creative park industries, the high technology park, the IT association, the creative association. I mean, if I can help and if I have an ability and resources to help, I usually try to help. And it doesn't matter like who are there, like are they IT or like creative or whatever. And the third last thing is that I got an invitation to actually help girls to believe in that they can become an IT expert or engineer, that a lot of girls think that they cannot, and then they wanted me to do like series of master classes, and I was like, why not? So I just did for them, and that's why they named me whatever, the ambassador champion and stuff
Okay.
like that.
All right.
But honestly speaking, when I get a nomination of like, or like IT startup of the year, like in the female division, I'm like, no, there is no way I'm participating in that because I can win in the main division. I don't need a special line for that because
Exactly. Yeah.
we're not in the sports. Like in the sports, yes.
It's physical.
Yeah, it's physical. But when it comes to IT or startup or whatever, I won the main division. And I think I even had a huge fight with the local like industry leaders because I'm like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need a special lane. I can win in the main lane.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't need a special treatment because when I get to the international market, no one sees me as a female, woman-led founder, whatever. No, it's about like either my product can help or not. Either someone will buy it or not, and that's it. So yeah, that's why I kind of try not to encourage girls or women or female people to kind of search or look or ask for the special lane. I actually tell them, hey, you need to be competitive in the main division. And you need to be, especially if you want to work for the international market, it's the market of a business. It's the market of a real competition. And if you want to be like competitive on that international market and survive that competition, you have to start learning right now to be competitive where you're at right now. Obviously, at some parts of the, let's say, industries, like, let's say, like our parliament, yes, we need, like, this is very orthodox, very male-led, whatever thing, and then women don't usually participate in the, like, a parliament or the government management. That's why probably they need the quotas there. So they're like from each like district, they will have at least one woman. And I do understand why, because we need at least 30% women representatives in parliament. So someone will be watching after our education and like healthcare systems, not only like borders and like economy. But when it comes to IT, I think it should be about how our girls and our boys are competitive on the international market. And since you're from business, you understand that international market, it's not about, oh, you're girl, boy, or whatever.
It's meritocracy.
Exactly. You just have to be good at it.
Yeah.
You just have to be competitive. You just have to be doing like whatever you're doing the best.
Guide us through a day of Dina Ruslan. What is 24 hours? How's a day in the life of Dina Ruslan, the CEO of Codify?
It depends. Obviously, right now, I'm more like laid back and more, let's say, due to like family and the pregnancy and stuff like that, I'm trying to be more relaxed because doctors told me so.
You have to.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm an IT project manager working in the industry for the 10 years, and I have like some habits which are kind of built into my DNA already. So we have this every morning daily stand-ups with the top management of Codify. Every morning, 10 a.m., We have this like 10 to 20 minutes like quick call where the heads of departments, all the directors would jump on a call and just like go through the departments, the marketing department, sales department, the service department, the development, and the finance.
Okay.
And we
5
all,
departments.
yes,
Okay.
we kind of check in the numbers. It's called RNP, Ruka na pulsi. It's basically we have the plan for the month, and we have like plan, and we have the fact, like are we making that plan or not for like today, and how behind we are and why, all the KPIs, and what we should concentrate today. And it's like a very quick call, and then each head of the department goes and then do the same thing with the teams. And then I usually join those 10 a.m. things, but if I miss it, I definitely join the weekly management meeting where offline we meet for like 1.5 hours and go through like a sprint planning. So the results of the sprint for the last week, it's usually on Fridays, and the planning of a sprint of a next week. And if we're meeting the plan. And then we have on Mondays the weekly meetings with each departments and the managers and top managers. Previous, I used to like participate on a daily operational management, but now I'm trying to kind of concentrate only on like a strategy, only on like a main things when I work and mentor and try to help only the heads and like the heads of departments and the directors and then the like, key people, and they go in and then work with their own teams.
Sorry to cut you there. Like you have 5 departments, and how many divisions of Codify are there? I see like there's Codify kids and you know,
Only kids right now.
only kids right now. Okay.
Yes,
Brilliant.
I closed down Codify Lab because we're not taking any more outsourced projects. Even if like someone is asking, oh my God, we're like used to work with you, I want you to do it, I try to refer some other like partner companies. The Codify LMS is only on support. We're not taking any new clients right now, but we have a lot of requests somehow in the last few months. But our main focus is right now, it's only the Codify Kids department. We're actually building this gamified edutech platform, the Codify itself. And past 2 years, I actually spent researching all the methodologies and the programs around the world, especially the Harvard and MIT programs, on why they best at what they do. And basically, it's the methodology, it's the project-based methodology where it's 90% of like the practice and 10% of theory. And the second methodology is called confidence loop.
Confidence loop.
Yes.
All right.
So basically, in order to get a confidence at something like doing podcasts,
Okay.
you have to try it first. You have to iterate a few times. And then after your brain and you realize that, oh my God, I'm good at it. I actually did it and it worked. You see the results. Now it becomes from competence to confidence. Now you're confident that you can do it and keep doing it. The problems with all this info business thing is that they give you confidence. Oh my God, you're good. You're amazing. Believe in yourself. Everything's going to be good. But in like 2-3 days, that confidence is gone because you didn't get any competence. You just were poured the confidence by someone like, oh, you're good, you're amazing, you're like handsome, you can do it. And like, I can do it.
But with no skills.
But no skills. Your brain didn't recognize any new competence, but you got the confidence, the motivation, and it's the info business problem. And after 3-5 days, when the training is ended, the motivation is gone, you go under like this thing, oh my God, I'm known, I still don't know how to do podcasts, I have no idea, like oh my God, and then that's it, and then it's the circles. So basically, in order to learn a new competence and then move that competence into confidence that you can keep doing it, you have to iterate a few times. That's how you learn a skill of learning a new language, like an English. You have to practice every day. Same thing with the medicine, same thing with the engineering. It's not about just someone tells you that you're good at it and you start believing in yourself and then suddenly tomorrow you can speak French. No.
Yeah.
You have to still learn at least 2,000 words. You have to practice it, and then your brain should recognize it and then have a long memory, and then you can use it, and then you can go to France and then speak French, and then you will have a competence and confidence that you can speak French. Same thing with the engineering and the medicine. I can tell you that you're an amazing doctor, but until you actually learn the confidence and have a confidence, you cannot heal anyone. Same thing with the engineering. So that's why I researched all the methodologies used around the world at the top university schools and colleges, and I learned that in order for us to teach those kids the digital skills, the programming, the AI, the cybersecurity, it's not enough just for me to come and tell them what to do or how to do it. I actually have to make sure that they will go and do it by themselves and then have that competence and then do it several times so they will have a confidence that they can keep doing it even when like Codify is out of picture. And that's the project-based methodology and the confidence loop. And this is an amazing thing that we can teach literally anything kids nowadays.
Not only IT, everything.
Exactly. Digital skills, the AI, the cybersecurity, the public speaking, the pitching, the presentation, the anything.
Okay.
And we started integrating that. And then I'm like, and then now I see the results, especially every 4 months, they have to create their own project and go to the stage and pitch in front of the classmates and the parents. And they were like, oh my God, we did my first presentation and the pitching. And then it's just amazing to watch.
So you have meetings in the morning up until noon?
Usually I have meetings early morning. And if they need help in some departments, I can jump on a few meetings on a calls to help in those departments.
Okay.
If it's Monday and Friday, I come into office and have those like management meetings or the meetings with the departments. It's more like a strategic brainstorming and like problem solving. The rest of the time I try to concentrate on like right now, especially planning for the 2026 and 27, because previously we used to work only like monthly and quarter iterations because we were still kind of a startup mode. We were launching new product. We didn't know what to do. But now I'm already set on a product. I'm already set with the team. I'm like already know that in 2026, I want to get to 200K MRR in dollars monthly in Bishkek. In March, we want to launch a new office at the new district. It's called Jal.
Okay.
And then after that, we want to go online. We already have online division, but it's organic. We never actually launched it in a way that we have students around 10, 15 countries, but those are like organic. We never did any advertisement or anything like that. And then after launching and setting up the third office in Jal, I want to go online. And after that, either end of 26 or 27, I want to try Kazakhstan, Almaty, opening an office there.
All right.
So I'm more concentrated on like strategic stuff and yeah.
So still going through your day. So after the meetings and decision making, what's 12 forward? I mean, up until the evening, how's your day like? What do you do? What are the, like building good habits or things like that? What do you do?
Nowadays, I'm helping with the marketing and with the product department because I still lead the product developments at my company.
All right.
Because first, I like it. The second, I realized that the founder is the best product manager for the company. The second, I'm helping marketing department to create a content or marketing strategy with how to package our product and strategic marketing.
Okay.
Because I realized that at the end of the day, it is really hard for hired marketing people who never worked in ad tech or tech projects or to actually market let's say innovation related projects. So usually afternoons I help either the product department or the marketing department. I usually take Monday, Tuesday, and Friday to fully support my own team.
All right.
But Tuesday, Thursday, it's more like, let's say, projects are not related to Codify. It's the Startup Nation, the Park of Creative Industries. It's either consulting or like this type of podcasts and stuff like that. Obviously, before, like even a year ago, I used to spend like 5-6 days at work every day. But now I usually go like 3 times. The rest of the day I'm online. Especially we have a very strong team of top managers, and now they're learning to do the operation on their own. And me learning to not get away, not get involved, try to be more on the strategic side of it.
All right. June 22nd this year. What happened? You got married on that day.
Yes. I was like, what happened June 22nd?
You got married on that day.
Yes, I got married.
And at the same time, you're continuing to lead Codify, you know. How has marriage changed the way you think about responsibility, decision-making, and leadership as a founder? Marriage itself. Has it changed anything?
Yes, definitely. I think I was lucky that my husband is also founder.
Okay.
Has also a company his own, but they in like logistics industry. They work with an American like trucking industry and so on. And he's very spiritual, very. He's very thoughtful, supporting, kind, and we're like from very different worlds because I'm very strategic, numbers, IT, innovation, planning, plan A, plan B, plan C. And he's very spiritual, like, I don't know, like the spirit and
Very
positive
organic.
mindset, and then everything happens on their own and when it's the right time. And so I'm like, what? But the good thing is that he's very kind in a way that I learned with him that the partnership, it's not about competition. The partnership, it's about supporting each other. It's about actually believing in each other, creating this safe space when, yes, somewhere in the world, we're kind of against the world, but at home, we like for each other. We're kind of supporting system. And I think for a woman, for a female, for a girl, it is very important to have this safe space and supporting system, because I realized that I am the way I am because my parents, especially my dad, always like had my back. Even though I'm not from like very rich family with connections, I always knew that they will have my back. No matter what I'm doing, no matter where I'm at, I can always come back home. They always will support me. They always will believe me, and they will always tell me, you can do it. Anything you want to do in this world. And I think that support system actually created this safe space for me to go and become who I am right now, today. But my husband has actually helped me to understand that it's not about actually fighting all the time. The system, the economy, the competition, whatever, or it's always kind of showing someone something that I'm like right or smarter or better or whatever. He's such a human being that I'm like, some fights you just don't have to get involved.
Exactly.
It's just like,
yeah, I like him already. I should meet him.
he's amazing. I mean, he's in a way was like, oh my God, like, and then he always asks me, is it important for you? I'm like, yes, because they're wrong, and then it's injustice, and then I have to do this and that. And he was like, okay, if you want to do it, do it. But just know that if you don't feel like fighting this fight, you don't have to. Like, and then I'm like, really? Why? but I can win. And he was like, it doesn't matter. Like,
does it matter to win?
Yeah. And then I'm like, I don't know. It's just the way I live. So now I'm more learning from him to be in a way that it's not about fighting. It's not about being right. It's not about always, showing someone something. Sometimes you can just live your life, be chill and quiet and happy, and just that's it. And I think now I'm learning to be more chill person, which is kind of a little crazy thought for me. Even though like right now I can be late to the meetings, like today, even though before I used to arrive like 15 minutes before the meeting, I'm always like tracking the timing, the calendar, and I would never, like last week we were supposed to shoot this video. Even though I was sick, I would show up. But now I'm learning to listen to my body and then creating for myself a space where I can change my mind, or I can be sick, or I can be weak. And then somehow, thanks to him, I am learning that I can be a different human being. And I think I kind of like this new me because I'm more chill, thanks God. I'm not that, tense all the time. And then second is that somehow with him, I started seeing not only numbers, achievements, and success, but more like happiness, being quiet, in peace, being calm. Just, do whatever you want to do. And some parts you can just say, no, I don't want to do it. And then he always says, if you don't feel like doing it, just say no. Like, it is okay for you to sometimes change your mind. It is okay for you to be not strong. It is okay for you to be, I don't know, like a woman, have feelings, and it is okay. And then I'm like, what? Like, what?
It's like having an additional support system when you have a spouse. This is what I believe. You have your natural support system, which is your parents.
Yes.
And here comes another person giving additional support. Is why I believe children who have like both parents develop more, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they have this safe space. And now how it's affecting my company is that now I'm learning to trust them. Now I'm learning to allow them to make mistakes and fix them. Now I'm learning to step away and allowing them to grow, learn, make mistakes, work by themselves, and ask for help if they need. But if they don't need, don't get involved and be that, like a Dina knows everything. And most importantly, I realized that I don't have to be that smart, hardworking, whatever the person in the room. I can allow some other people to be smart and hardworking and just trust them. That's it. And it's kind of a new way of management when I'm learning that. One of my advisors, Arslan Bekinenbaev, and actually Daniel also used to tell me that every person has this like energies involved. And I always moved and got what I wanted in the life using this energy and attitude. Like, this man is the energy of like, I can do it and I will do it, and then I will show to the world that I can do it. But now I'm learning to rely more on like a female energy when I'm like, okay, I can trust and hope you will kind of grow up to the level of I trust you. And it kind of helps people around me to grow and helps me to kind of be more relaxed and chill and allow this people also to thrive around me. And now I'm not the one who's always, that smart ass in the room who knows everything and shows up on time and tells everyone what to do. But now I'm like, I don't know. What do you think?
Exactly.
What do you think we should do in this situation?
I think, like when you're surrounded by people who are smarter, years ago, I felt the same way, like I felt like I want to be the smartest one in the room. But now I enjoy when I'm in a room where I don't know anything about something. I'm like, okay, tell me more, like, and then the decision is, how do you say, more unanimous. The decision making is not like a dictatorship, you know. And look, now you're building Codify while also preparing to become a mother. Two forms of creation happening at the same time.
Exactly.
What emotions and reflections come up for you as you balance pregnancy with entrepreneurship? How is it like? I know it's difficult. I know that.
Yeah, the thing is that I thought that it is difficult to learn programming or English and then, I don't know, getting into university and getting your first job in IT in the United States, opening your company and whatever. But now I realize that all of that is nothing comparing to becoming a mother, because I can control and manage everything what's happening there. But when it comes to the motherhood, you're kind of, everything is out of your control. You cannot manage your placenta, its height or the size of it or your hormones. Like everything is just happening. You just like you're just like watching it. I'm like, what should I do? And they're like, you can't do anything about it. You can't do spa, sports, massage, get drink, like get upset. You can run. You can do nothing. And you just have to have this trust and believe in I don't know, in your body, in universe, and in your baby, that everything's gonna be okay. And the second thing is that I kind of I used to be scared before on like planning strategic thing for like Codify for next year or for Zensoft, or like what's gonna happen with the new office or stuff like that. Now, like when I think about the future, I don't really get scared on the project related stuff because I know that we will survive and we can do it. There is always a way to fix it and handle it and then find a way to do it. Because comparing to like becoming a mother in April and I have no idea what to expect, I'm like, okay, that's the scary thing. So I would say that anything in the world apparently is especially career and work related, it's doable. So now I understand like all these entrepreneurs who used to tell me that the first thing is the family. First thing is your family, spouse, partner, your kids. Because this thing and this timing only happens once. And if you miss it, that's it. And they used to tell me like, first it should be your family, the kids, and then the job, because job always will be there. You can always go back, renegotiate, redo, restrategy, whatever. And then now I'm like, okay, now I understand what they're saying, because I cannot delegate this. I cannot say, I'm delegating the carrying a baby to you.
To who? To an angel or something?
Yeah. I'm delegating delivering the baby to you because I trust you. You're good at it. And you already have an experience. You have like 3 babies.
So you see, like this spiritual thing, this thing that's happening, life somehow shows you there's a master coder.
Yeah.
There's a master coder. We're talking about coding and all that. There is a master coder who knows all these things, which we don't know.
Yeah.
Like you said, what's going to happen in April and things like that. Has this journey, like you said, your husband is a spiritual person, and has a pregnancy make you a more spiritual person in that sense?
Yes. Because the thing is that I always had a problem with like hormones. But this spring, when we were planning to get married, I went through the checkup and the doctors told me that most likely I won't be able to get pregnant because I have a problem. It's called like polycystis something like. And they said that it's probably going to be difficult. You cannot get pregnant. Most likely we'll have to go through the helping with you, like hormonal, whatever things. And then obviously I told my future to be husband, because I knew that he wants to have kids. And then he was like, just chill.
Yeah.
Like those doctors, they don't know anything.
They're junior coders. You have master coders.
I'm like, what? It is important. You have to pay attention. He was like, just don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. And then we get married. And just in July, just like in a few weeks, we get a news that we're like having a baby. I'm like, what? and then he was like, I told you. I'm like, what? like this is so crazy that I never thought that I have my weird part of me that I thought that even if I will meet someone like my husband, I will need at least a year or two to prepare like mentally to get married. And then he was like, to be honest, he was like, I never thought that you will agree to get married like this year because I thought you will need like few years. And then I was like, I thought that I will need a few years.
How long did you know him before you guys got married?
6 months.
Really?
Yeah, we met in November
Okay.
2024. We got engaged in April. And we got married in June. And it's so crazy. But he knew me for a few years because he met me in a few events, but I don't remember him.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, because I have my things. And the thing is that I thought also that I will need a few years. And he was like, I thought you will need a few years. But somehow in April, we were in United States. I actually was visiting MIT University to learn more about these methodologies and programs. And then he was there with the business. And when we were just having conversation and somehow he was like, why not? And I was like, what? Okay. And then we got pregnant and I was like, what? Even though like doctors were saying that I won't be able to have, and I actually had a plan that after 1 year,
then you'll have the baby.
Yeah, I will do this like echo thing. And then like, this, whatever, it's echo. It's basically like the doctors will help you to get pregnancy.
Okay.
And here we are, like married and pregnant with the first year. And I'm like, okay, this spiritual thing, I don't know what you do, but it works. Keep doing it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So going back to Codify. Now, your public talks often focus on future careers, digital readiness for youth. Now, what's your hope for today's Codify students will achieve 10 years from now?
I read an article that so basically in order for community or society to change, you just need this small critical part of that society to start changing. I don't know which article was that. It is either like 1% or like 2%. It's just like very small community. If those people will change, they will affect their families and so on, and then it will grow. Same thing happened with my family is that I'm the first one in my family who got like university degree, who got into IT engineering. And then I made sure that my little sister got into IT and engineering. And now she works for like as a digital marketing person within an IT direction. And then I made sure that my family has like better life, better living. And it definitely affected not only my family, but also my relatives, because they also started learning that apart from just working in a service or as a taxi driver or as a migrant, some like in Russia, there is like new way of living where I can just live in Kyrgyzstan, make $6,000-7,000 per month and just like live a life, like literal life, like have an apartment and travel the world and buy stuff and support my family, have the better medicine, like better housing and better support for my parents. And I think this small thing that I got into IT, it's actually changed not only the life of my family, but also my relatives, my friends, my network. And I realized that one person actually can make a huge difference. And then I started seeing the same thing happening with my friends, is that we got into IT. We started building companies. I quit my job and I started building my own company. My friends were like, "Oh, startup! I can build my own company." So now we're all building our own companies. And then their families also got into IT. Like my friend, his brother also was taxi driver. Now he learned JavaScript and now he's front-end developer.
Wow.
Now his kids and a wife also learning IT and so on and so forth. So it's basically kind of have this like effect of like spreading.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm thinking if every year we can have like at least, I don't know, 10 to 20,000 students going through this Codify programs and learning that they have a different path,
Mm-hmm.
that the world is huge, that they don't have to compete in like Kyrgyzstan 7 million market, that they can compete in the 7 billion market.
Hmm.
And they don't have to become like, I don't know, delivery guy somewhere in, or the taxi driver, or like in Moscow, that they can actually live in Kyrgyzstan and work for the global market and make a good living and support their families. I mean, it's a different path. And they don't have to be a programmer. They can be digital marketing. They can make a podcast. They can make an anime or movies or the music. I mean, it doesn't really matter because the internet now allows everyone to make a good living while doing what they like. And I think that's an amazing opportunity that I want to show that path to every kid in Kyrgyzstan, every 2.5 million kids, because they can make a difference not only to their own life, they can make a difference to the life of their families. They can support their parents because we're coming from like this Muslim Central Asia families where we actually support our families. Doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl. We just don't say, oh, or like, thank you, and then just,
Just go.
yeah, we actually support our families, not only families, the relatives, so
Yeah.
and the neighbors.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
I think we can become a next Estonia,
Mm.
where yes, we have a past of being Soviet Union country,
Mhm.
but now we can move forward to the 21st century and become this, yes, small, yes, with the little resources, but
Mhm.
we have this human capital.
Yeah. Singapore is small.
Exactly.
Switzerland is landlocked.
Exactly. But those countries made the difference. Now they have the way of living when like people don't know what the poverty is. Like literal when like people are dying from like hunger or because they don't have an access to the medicine. And it's happening here in Kyrgyzstan, in a lot of countries. And I realized that if you want to make a difference, you can actually make a difference to the lives of those kids,
Mm.
and they can change their families, communities, societies. It will have the same effect which I had to my own family. That's my hopes and dreams, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Dina, I feel the same way. I want to be part of the building of this nation. Back in Malaysia, I'm from Malaysia. It feels quite saturated there. Like a small contribution is a small contribution. Here, a small contribution might have a snowball effect.
Yes.
So, a lot of people ask me like, Elgo, how long you going to be in Kyrgyzstan? I said, I think I'll be here for a very long time. Ah, you married a local. I said, no, it's not about that. Like, I can see, like for one, this podcast, I think is the first English podcast in this country. I'm not
Yes.
sure. I'm not sure, but yeah, I
It
think
is true.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I hope to bring more people from Kyrgyzstan onto this podcast so that the world knows about this place. It can be the next Singapore. It can be the next Switzerland, but also being unique. You don't have to copy them. Like just be yourself. Like be Kyrgyzstan.
I actually really like the Japan. Why? Because somehow they were able to preserve who they are, their culture, customs, the language, the clothes, the religion, the way they live, but somehow integrate the technology and modern way of living. That's probably what I like about Japan, is that I want to preserve who we are and what we are, and I want my kid to to have an access to whatever the culture customs we had, to have the language we used, to know where we came from, and kind of a similar to Japan, to even use the clothes we used to wear, but at the same time be open-minded towards the innovation, the technology, the digital transformation. I think that's the way of not just actually saying, oh, that's the old way of living and just like forget about it. No, actually preserving it, but integrating innovation in that. I think that's the like a dream come true scenario for me.
Initiatives from both sides, I think from the private sector and the public sector, would assist in that. For example, in Malaysia, every Thursday, if you're a public servant, if you work with the government, you'll need to wear the traditional clothes to the office every Thursday. And also with the school kids. So you'll see, like on the streets and everyone's wearing traditional clothes.
It's so cute.
Yeah. So I would love to see that, more of that, here, it's not just when you have Nowruz or when you have traditional celebrations, maybe once a week, to put that for practice.
Agreed.
Yeah. And one last question. Young people across Kyrgyzstan look to tech as a future economic opportunity, something you encourage through public talks and leadership. If you could speak to every ambitious young person in the country today, what would the message be?
I would say definitely keep dreaming and believe that you're not tree. You can change your life. You can move, you can learn, you can develop, you can upgrade, you can innovate, you can become whomever you want to become. And most importantly, you can make a difference. The thing is that people at some point, especially young people, stop believing that they can make a difference. And that's the scariest part, because they don't go and vote because they don't believe that they make a difference. They stop being active or studying or fighting or learning and developing because they don't believe that they can change their life or get a better job or get a better opportunity. And somehow they got into the system when someone told them that, oh, you're not a minister's daughter or son, we're not from a rich family, you were born poor, you're gonna die poor, and you just like in India, like this caste system, if you were born in here, that you have to stick to that, that's it. If you were like untouchable, that's it, you're untouchable. But the thing is that we don't live in India. We are not from this like
caste system.
Like the caste system. We can become anyone whom we want to become. And most importantly, I saw it myself, how from a girl who heard many times when I was a kid that I'm not a minister's daughter, I don't know English, I don't have money, my family don't have money, I never went to the private school, I never had opportunity to take any additional classes. I had to literally learn English just watching Lord of the Rings and trying to read like some, I don't know, articles and the books, and I was able to kind of get out from that system, and I saw that I'm more survivable in the global market. Why? Because I know how to compete. And that's the thing. And the kids actually who were born and raised in the, let's say, rich families or the like okay families, because they got what they wanted, because they were given that by their parents or the community or the society or the network, they don't know how to fight for it. So when we get to the international business market, into competitive market, usually those kids, they don't know how to compete. It's like, I know the show, it's called Shark Tank. You probably heard of it.
Shark Tank.
And the judges of those like Shark Tank actually said that, like one of them, like really famous one, she said that if there is a kid from a rich family and from a poor family who got into in front of me and they both made projects, I'm going to invest in the kid who's from a poor family, because for the rich kid, they had all the opportunities to get here. They had the family money, the network, the internships, the right connections, the right meetings, right doors, right everything. And yes, they did good that they still arrived to here in front of me with the project. But the poor kid did it against everything, against the odds. They didn't have any private schools, any network, any money, any meetings, any internship, nothing. But they still made it here. And then she was like, and when they will get to the global competition in the business market, she was like, I'm going to bet on the poor kid. And that's why I think countries like Kyrgyzstan, countries like ours, especially kids from this country or this type of countries, if we study hard, work hard, and actually put an effort, I think we can go far or even further than the kids from develop. Yes, because we know how to fight till the end.
Yeah.
And I saw an interview of this fighter. I think you know him. He is from Russia. His name is I forgot his name. And he actually in the global, like this wrestling thing, he won this guy from Ireland, I think, like Gregor.
Okay.
Yeah.
McGregor.
Yeah, Conor McGregor, and the other one
Is Habib.
yes, the Habib.
Yeah.
And I saw his like 1 hour interview, I think 2 hour, and he said, I won him because either I was supposed to die or win. There is no way I'm losing it. He was like, I was taught by my father that there is no way I'm gonna lose. I have to die for it, and he has to kill me there on the stage. And then I'm like, that's dedication. You cannot win this type of mindset, you know. And that's what I admire. Like when I now see kids from regions, from poor families, I try to hire them because I know that if that girl or boy arrives to Codify against all the odds, learned Russian, English, programming, IT, doesn't matter, and build up a courage to show up on an interview with me, that person will be more competitive. That person not just living in the apartment given by the parents in Bishkek.
Just fighting spirit.
Exactly. It's the fighting spirit. It's the discipline. It's the work ethic. And I know that that person going to put more effort. So basically now I'm telling all these young people and the kids in Kyrgyzstan that if you try, you have a better chances to be more competitive, not only in Kyrgyzstan, but in the global market, because we don't go back to this life built by our parents. We go back to like very poor villages with no resources, electricity, and nothing. And trust me, because we have more to lose, we go further, harder. And I think we can make a bigger difference. So that's what should know every young boy and a girl growing up in Kyrgyzstan and thinking that, oh my God, like I never will be able to compete on a global market or even in a Bishkek or in a Kyrgyzstan market, because I'm that girl from a poor family with no chances and traveling the world like in the movies. I actually had this realization a year ago or 2 years ago. I was flying to United States. I got an invitation from, by the way, MIT.
All right.
To participate this conference, and they covered everything, and then I was just supposed to go there and then whatever, like do the presentation on the startup ecosystem in Central Asia before the this MIT whatever crowd. And then I'm flying with my cute bag and Chicago airport, and I'm flying to Boston, and I'm like, oh my God, I am living that life which I saw in the movies when I was a kid. traveling the world, like on a business trips. And then I saw and traveled like around 20 countries, and most of them were business related. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm living that life.
Yeah.
But then I realized that I don't like flying and traveling in airports. But that's another story.
Yeah. So basically, go for your dreams and have that fighting spirit in you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So, Dina, thank you so much for taking us inside your journey from global experiences to building one of the most influential youth-focused tech platforms in Kyrgyzstan and in the region. What stands out from today's conversation is not just the growth of Codify as a company, but the clarity of purpose behind it, using technology as a tool for opportunity, education, and long-term change. Your work with young people and your commitment to building products from this region for the world is a powerful reminder that impact doesn't require leaving the country. Sometimes it requires coming back.
Yes.
All right. So to everyone listening, if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who's building, learning, or dreaming of creating something meaningful. This has been In the Box. I'm your host, Algo Joe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you, Dina.
Thank you.